There is a lot of debate in the Git community about Git Rebase versus Git Merge. The question is pretty simple. In a software team using Git and feature branching, what is the best way to incorporate finished work back to your main line of development, or you could say your master branch? You can achieve this in two ways, namely Git Rebase and Git Merge. Welcome all, my name is Kavya, and in this session we break down what Git Rebase and Git Merge do and how they differ from each other. Before we begin, I'm going to brief you all about the agenda in today's session. So, firstly, we will understand what is Git Merge and Git Rebase. Then, we will learn about the pros and cons of Merge and Rebase. Moving on, we will understand in detail about when it is appropriate to use these commands. We will then further discuss the similarities and differences of Merge and Rebase. Finally, we will end the session by concluding which command is better. I hope you all are clear about what we will be addressing today. Now, if you like our videos, please don't forget to subscribe and press that bell icon to never miss the latest updates on the Edureka channel. Also, do check out our Edureka DevOps training certification. The link is given in the description box below. Now, without any further ado, let's move on to the first part of today's session. What is Git Merge? So, Git Merge is a command that allows you to merge branches from Git. Merging is a very common practice for developers. Whether branches are created for testing, bug fixes, or any other reasons, merging commits changes to another branch. It takes the contents of a source branch and integrates it with the target branch. Now let us understand what is Git Rebase. Git Rebase is a command in Git that allows developers to integrate changes from one branch to another. Now you must be wondering what's the difference between Merge and Rebase. Git Rebase compresses all the changes into a single patch. Then it integrates this patch onto the target branch. Unlike merging, rebasing basically flattens history. It transfers the completed work from one branch to another. So in this entire process, unwanted history is eliminated. Advocates of Git Rebase like it because it simplifies the entire review process. Now that we know what Git Merge and Git Rebase is, let us understand the advantages and disadvantages of Merge and Rebase. First, we'll discuss the advantages of Merge. Traceability. Traceability helps keeping information about the historical existence of a feature branch and groups together all commits part of that particular feature. There are a few disadvantages. So in Merge, history can become intensely polluted by lots and lots of merge commits. Also, debugging using Git Bisect can become much harder due to the merge commits. Now that we've learned the disadvantages and advantages of Git Merge, let's discuss the pros and cons of Git Rebase. So the advantages are code history always remains flat and readable in Git Rebase. Clean, clear commit messages are as much part of the documentation of your code base as code comments, comments on your issue tracker, etc. Also, manipulating a single commit is extremely easy. That is, you can revert them back very easily. There are a few disadvantages. Squashing the feature down to a handful of commits can eventually hide context, unless you keep around the entire historical branch with the development history. Also, rebasing does not really play well with pull requests. This is because you cannot see what minor changes someone made if they have rebased. Rebasing can sometimes be extremely dangerous. Rewriting history of shared branches is prone to teamwork breakage. This can be mitigated by doing the rebase on a copy of the feature branch, but rebase carries the implication that competence and carefulness must be employed. The last disadvantage is that rebase sometimes requires a little more extra work. Using rebase to keep your feature branch updated requires that you resolve similar conflicts again and again. Yes, you can reuse recorded resolutions sometimes, but merge wins here. Just solve the conflicts one time and you're set. Moving on, we'll discuss when to really use both of these commands. Now, if you want to see the history completely the same as it has happened, you should always use merge. Merge preserves history, whereas rebase rewrites it. Git merge is a default behavior when you use git pull. Use it as a default if you're not bothering about commit history and want to avoid further problems. Learn to use merge when you're always working with a big team. Now moving on, let us understand when we can use rebase. Rebasing is better to streamline a complex history. Here you are able to change the commit history by using interactive rebase, that is -i. You can remove undesired commits, squash two or more commits into one, or edit the commit message. You can also use Git Rebase for creating temporary local branches. They are not necessary for public commit history and won't create any further problems. And as I've already mentioned before, you can use Git Rebase -i, that is interactive, for rewriting your local commit history into a pretty one before pushing it onto a remote server. Your remote server can be GitLab, GitHub, anything of that sort. Now, if the feature branch you're getting changes from is shared with other developers, rebasing is usually not recommended because rebasing process will create inconsistent repositories. For individuals, rebasing makes a lot more sense. That is, if you're working alone or on a small team, make it a habit to use rebase. Now, moving on, let us discuss the similarities between merge and rebase. There is only one similarity. That is, both of these commands can be used to combine two different branches. I'm sure by now you must be pretty aware of that. Since there is only one similarity between both of them, let us understand the differences between merge and rebase and how each of them use different techniques to combine two branches. So, as I've already mentioned before, Git Merge is a Git command that allows taking the independent lines of development that Git branch created and then eventually integrate them into a single branch. On the other hand, Rebase is a Git command that moves or combines a sequence of commits to a new base commit that provides easy visualization of feature branching workflow. So, Rebase has only one line of development or one line of work, but merge, on the other hand, has several different lines of development. So Rebase provides easy visualization of feature branching workflow. Thus, this is the main difference between Git Merge and Git Rebase. As you can see the syntax of merge, you have firstly two lines, that is Git checkout feature and the second line that says Git merge master. You can use the checkout keyword to switch branches. And I'm switching from my feature branch. Currently, I'm working on my feature branch and I want to switch to my master branch, so I'm using the line Git checkout feature. The second line that says Git merge master allows me to merge the contents of my feature branch into my master branch. Or you can also execute this entire command in one line, that is Git merge feature master. On the right hand side, you can see the rebase syntax. Here also it's similar to the one as merge. There is one line that says Git checkout feature and the second line that says Git rebase -i master. And as I've already mentioned before, use Git Rebase -i, that is interactive, for rewriting your local commit history into a good one before pushing it onto your remote server. So that is why we use -i, and the rebase keyword is used to execute rebasing. I hope both of these differences are clear. Now let's look at the intricate details and the differences between Git Merge and Git Rebase. The first difference is based on the project history. Rebase provides a much cleaner project history than Git Merge. I'm pretty sure you're clear of that by now. The second difference is navigation. It is easier to navigate through the project in Rebase than it is in Git Merge. The third difference is the number of steps. Merge is a one-step operation with one place to resolve conflicts, and the commits that were reachable from the branch always remain reachable. Rebase, on the other hand, is a multi-step operation. Here there are more steps, but each of these steps are comparatively small. The last difference is the context. In Git Merge, the developer can see when the upstream changes were incorporated into the feature. On the other hand, in Rebase, the developer cannot see when the upstream changes were incorporated into the feature. Hence, this is also a difference between Git Merge and Git Rebase. Moving on to the last part of this session, which one is better for which situation? Both merge and rebase can be used to combine two branches. Merge command just unifies your work with the commit without changing history, while rebase apply feature branch changes on top of the master branch and change the entire history. If you prefer to have a clean history, then you can always choose rebase. If you need to preserve the history changes, then merge would definitely be the best choice. If you and your team are not familiar with or do not understand the intricacies of rebase, then you probably shouldn't use it. In this context, always merge is the safest option. But if you and your team are extremely familiar with both of these options, then the main decision revolves around this. Do you value more a clean linear history or the traceability of your branches? In the first case, go for a rebase policy. In the latter, go for the merge one. With this, we come to the end of today's session. I hope you understood the differences between Git Merge versus Git Rebase. Until next time, thank you.
I hope you have enjoyed listening to this video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries, and we will reply them at the earliest. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to Edureka channel to learn more. Happy learning!